Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. Trusting is not easy. There's that dirty word, divorce. At a wedding, we hear couples say some solemn words to each other. For example, the officiant asks each person to make a declaration of intent, part of which reads, "Will you love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keep yourself only unto her as long as you both shall live?" I have never heard a groom contest that statement. I have never heard a groom say, "I don't know if I can keep that promise." I have never heard a groom say, "I will try." All the weddings have attended, and there have been many. The groom always says, "I do." And somehow the bride believes, somehow the bride trusts him. The pastor believes, those in attendance believe. Except in some cases, later in the marriage, we hear of a husband who stopped loving his wife. We see some husbands who do not stand by their wives in sicknesses. And we can all speak of husbands who we know who have been unfaithful, who forgot that they promised that line, "Forsaking all others, keep yourself only unto her." Divorce becomes a reality because someone lost trust in the other. Someone was grossly disappointed that they placed their trust in someone who betrayed that trust. When you step in an elevator and you select the number floor you intend to get off, you trust that piece of machinery to take you there, and very quickly. That's what elevators do, except you discovered recently that the elevator would not move and you pressed the button over and over again, and in the worst case scenario, the door did not open. You eventually walked out of that elevator not wanting to trust something as simple as an elevator in future, that it will take you safely from one floor to the next, nor for it to malfunction to the point of causing you to panic when you want to get out of that box alive. For some persons, it is easy for them to trust another person, or they take a while to trust someone they don't know so well. Or some of us, we do not trust people around because you have been burnt so many times by so many persons who you trusted and they failed you, they let you down. Or you have heard of some people say they would never trust someone from a certain country or a certain culture or a certain race because of bad experiences with some other persons from similar background or description. Jesus presents himself as one you can trust. In Proverbs 3 verses 5 and 6, a passage that many Christians know, we hear, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him and he will make your paths straight." Do I trust Jesus in all circumstances? Do I get a chance to trust myself in some areas or where I don't want to be so dependent that I'm trusting Jesus on everything? But in what areas of my life can I trust Jesus to deal with on my behalf? I saw when my wife was diagnosed with cancer some years ago, it was not difficult for her to trust God that things would work out for her. She told the doctors that she's prepared to do whatever they thought as appropriate to make her well. But she trusted in God and she embarked on a program of faith, prayers, feeding her soul with statements to cheer herself up. And after the surgery, she was told they caught everything, that she was cancer-free. She saw God doing for her what he promised, that he would bring healing to her body. Her God made her cancer-free, and after many years, she still honors God with expressions of gratitude for ridding her of cancer. In the text, God says, "It is better to trust him than to trust yourself." Imagine that. You know yourself. You know your strengths. You know your capabilities. You are well acquainted with your ability to make decisions and to form opinions which have served you well so far. You are independent and self-reliant, and against that resume, God is asking you to not trust yourself. Don't be the only voice in your world of decisions. Why, God? Why? Because you're only human and you can fail. Think about times you have made mistakes, or you came up with a calculation about someone you met recently, and when that opinion was tested, you had to concede that you were wrong. You claim you can take care of yourself, that you don't need help when you have certain things to do, but somehow in an unexpected way, your own decisions prove wrong. Your choices did not measure up to your expectations. God knows all of that. God has seen your type before on many occasions, and God says to you today, trust him fully. He says that you should trust him in all your ways, and he means all. Trust him to direct you in getting married. Trust him with your health matters. Trust him in financial decisions. Trust him in the big matters such as which house you should buy, or which airline you should fly with, or when you drive from your house to the store. Trust him in everything. When you trust him, you're making a concerted effort to not worry, to not carry about the burden of uncertainty, to relieve yourself of that which causes anxiety and stress. Teach yourself, train your mind, redirect your confidence in your intellect and prowess, and begin to trust God. Jesus never fails, never. He is reliable, dependable, trustworthy, faithful, takes their anxiety and doubt and replace them with peace. His peace. What an exchange. Beginning today, say to yourself, I am going to trust God in everything.